Hello lords and ladies fans, and welcome to this week's edition of the Kenyon Sports Connections presentation of the Weekly Wrap Up. I'm Ryan Gasser. Stepping aside from wins and losses for a moment, a foursome of Kenyon individual records fell over the last week, and we'd like to take a moment to recognize them all. Sierra De Leon once again did her thing, breaking 2 college and Wilder track marks at last weekend's Kenyon College Spring Invitational. After winning the 100-meter hurdle event, De Leon broke Marguerite Bruce's 100-meter dash record by more than 0.2 of a second with a time of 12.24 seconds, which also granted her a win in the event. She came back later in the day and won the 200-meter dash with another Kenyon and Wilder track record, cutting the tape in 24.99 seconds and breaking her own record set earlier this season. On the softball diamond, Maddie Stark climbed the ladder in the ladies' record book, becoming the all-time strikeout leader last weekend. In 2 starts against the College of Worcester, she tallied 8 strikeouts, moving her past 2002 graduate Denise Darledge for the #1 spot. The previous record was 297 punch-outs in a career. Stark now has over 300. The last of broken records came at McCloskey Field as part of baseball's Senior Day. Nate Lotes tied the Lord's all-time record for runs batted in throughout a career on the first day of Kenyon's series with Allegheny College. He then came back and broke that mark with a sacrifice fly that scored a run in his next-to-last at-bat on his home field. He now has 122 RBIs, breaking Matt Marcinzic's record established in 2006. Lotes is also in line to contend for the all-time hit record at Kenyon College, also held by Marcinzic. He currently stands with 185 base knocks, 7 behind the current record, with at least 7 games left to play. And now back to scores and updates. Men's lacrosse punched its ticket to the postseason with its 16-6 victory over DePauw University in the team's regular season finale, but their stay was brief after being eliminated by Ohio Wesleyan University on Wednesday night. The Bishops scored 9 of the 10 goals notched in the first half alone and rode that lead out to a 13-4 win. Kenyon's Justin Coleman led the Lords with 3 goals. Kenyon closes out the 2014 season with an overall record of 9-7. Softball played 4 times last weekend, taking 2 pivotal games in conference play from the College of Worcester before being swept by Capital University on Monday. 5 different ladies recorded a pair of hits in their 8-0 romp over the Scots in Game 1, but it took a sac fly in the 5th inning to break up Game 2's pitcher's duel. Lindsay Suselik continued her hot hitting in April by plating the winning run in Kenyon's 2-1 win over Worcester, keeping them alive in the playoff hunt. The ladies will need sweeps against Allegheny College and Denison University this weekend for a chance to advance to the NCAC tournament. Game information is available online. The Kenyon baseball team's NCAC tournament hopes took a hit last weekend after being swept in a 4-game series against Allegheny College. Despite 8-hit weekends from Kyle Hardacker and Jake Dunn, the Lords were outscored by the Gators 36-14. The Lords will need 4 wins against Hiram this weekend to hop the Terriers for the right to play in the postseason. Stay tuned to see if the Lords can complete this turnaround. Men's and women's tennis will begin the 2014 NCAC Championship this weekend following losses to nationally ranked programs out of Carnegie Mellon University. The ladies dropped a 9-0 decision to the Tartans and enter the tournament as the #4 seed. The defending conference champion Lords, on the other hand, retained the #1 seed even after its 7-2 loss to Carnegie Mellon. The Lords begin their title defense with Ohio Wesleyan University this Friday at 9 a.m. The ladies will play at 3 p.m. on Friday against Allegheny College. The tournament is being hosted by Denison University. Men's and women's track and field hosted its annual Spring Invitational last weekend. The ladies shared in a tad more success, finishing 6th overall out of 12 teams. Sierra De Leon earned 3 event victories, chalking up 30 of Kenyon's 73 points. Carrie Strader won the 3,000-meter steeplechase in 12 minutes, 10.38 seconds, and Jenna Willett took 2nd in the 1,500-meter run. The Lords placed 9th out of 14 teams. Kai Duren led Kenyon with a pair of top 6 finishes, his best coming in the 200-meter dash, where he placed 3rd overall. Noah Winters had the highest individual placement, posting a 2nd-place finish in the 400-meter dash behind the time of 51.08 seconds. Both teams will send athletes to the Denison Last Chance meet on Friday for NCAC Championship qualifying. Women's lacrosse made Wednesday night's match versus rival Denison interesting, nearly coming back from 6 goals down with a second-half rally. The ladies cut the deficit to 2 goals, but the Big Red answered the call with 3 unanswered scores late in the second half to ride them to a 16-12 victory. Alex Baer led the ladies with 5 goals and 7 points, while Meredith Benson made 14 saves. The ladies will round out the regular season with a home match this Saturday against DePauw University. Lastly, golf was in action at the Mount Vernon Nazarene University Cougar Spring Classic. The Lords shuffled up the lineup and were led by Mason McCool, who pounded out a 76 and 75 over the weekend, good for a top 10 individual finish. The Lords will begin the first of 2 events that comprise the NCAC Championship this weekend in Danville, Indiana. As we approach championship season, let's take a look at what your Lords and ladies are up to over the next week of action. If you want the inside scoop on your Lords and Ladies teams, keep visiting our online home, athletics.kenyon.edu. You can also watch our video podcast for baseball, softball, and tennis there, or click on the floating boxes on your screen to see the most recent episodes. Thanks for joining us on this week's wrap-up show, and be sure to check back in between now and our next show for more results. For the Kenyon Sports Connection, I am Ryan Gasser. Go Lords and go Ladies.